Okay. Underrated movies. I'm your guy. I'm your man, Mr. Alton Henry. And today, I'm gonna talk to you about a film that I think you should check out. Is it necessarily good? It's kind of, and I have to be very honest with you. It's all right. To be honest with you, it's not so good, but I think you should check it out just to give it a try. Uh, I think the movie tries to do something, but it's quite frankly. Okay, before I kind of get into it, the film is called Slice. It's a A24 film released back in 2018 starring Zaza Beetz, Chance the Rapper, which I don't really keep up with these rappers nowadays, Will Brill, Ray Gray, Tim Decker, and it's a story which is kind of interesting. And it's like if goblins and ghouls, witches and werewolves and vampires somehow lived in the real world, but it's like if you get killed in the real world, you'll get turned into a zombie and people will actually see it. It's kind of weird. It's kind of like you get killed and you become a certain creature and you're constantly living through it while you're still on Earth. It's like you didn't pass on. And the story follows really centers around a pizza parlor where you have a lot of the employees at the job, I think it's called Pizza Perfect, are being murdered. And there's a investigation that it's being led by two police officers that were trying to figure out who was killing these pizza delivery people. And it's really, it kind of relies too much on, it relies on the detectives. And then there's another story where this guy comes in where he's suspected as being part of the murderers. Like the whole story is centered around the idea of these pizza employees being murdered. And you have quite a few characters are trying to figure out who's the culprit and what's that all about. That's kind of what the story is. And I'm going to be honest with you, the story is all over the spot. It's kind of tough to kind of see who to root for. And it's tough to kind of figure out where the story is going because there's so many things happening around. And the movie's only like 82 minutes. There's so many things happening around, you don't really know who is the focus of this film. So it's kind of, you're centered around a few characters, but there's nothing really interesting about them to where it sticks. I mean, it has some Stranger Things vibes. It's a horror comedy with a little bit of 80s horror with some Michael Jackson's Thriller. And I know it's December, the holidays. Who wants to watch a horror film in the holidays? Whatever. I gotta be honest with you. I kind of like some of the things that kind of went on. The ideas were there, but they weren't fully fleshed out or fully developed. And really, I think really who really saves this film is Zaza Beetz. I think she's awesome in this movie. And she's one of the leads, but her character kind of gets, I wouldn't say a lot of focus. She's kind of in and out, but they don't do too much with her character. And I think it's the film to a way. It's you can't really predict what's gonna happen in the next scene or the next part of the film, which is kind of a good thing because it kind of keeps you invested. You kind of don't know where it's going, but to a fault, it does that to a fault where you kind of don't know where the film is really gonna go, and it feels very unfocused. And you know the effects and all that's for gag, so it has that 80s vibe to it. So some of the effects in it, they're all right. I mean, it's like It's like they had a small amount of people working in using After Effects and computer graphics, and it looks like you would see something off of YouTube. It doesn't look so professionally as a movie, but I mean the film is so low budgeted. Uh, to be honest, it stands out. It stands out. It stands out. Why I think you should see this film is really the premise and to kind of see where it kind of goes. It's a horror comedy with the old school horror icons with vampire, well, mostly zombies and werewolves and ghosts. I would see it just to kind of see where the film kind of leads to. But I gotta be honest, this is a film that I think I could see why A24 would kind of bury this movie. Is it going to be memorable for your time? No, I don't think so. It's probably going to be a very forgettable film, but I would recommend just checking it out if you're looking for something that tries to do something risky and different. Slice, have you seen it? Comment below, let me know if you have, and let me know what is your favorite underrated movie.